Well, once again, I paid a little visit to that galaxy far, far away, as with another episode of Clone Wars from Season 1. Yeah, I'm way behind, huh? So this was the episode called Rookies, where you get some, a vignette, if you will, in the lives of soldiers fighting in this war. And of course, our soldiers are the clones, based on Boba Fett's daddy, Jango. And even though they all look alike, they've developed their individual personalities and whatnot. And occasionally some of them shave their heads, you know. You want to look like yourself, you know. And the rest, just keep the helmets on. So basically the plot is that they're on this outpost, and well, they get attacked. And most of them get wiped out, but they have to stage a comeback and retake it. And of course we have Commander Cody and Captain Rex have to, take charge and, teach these guys. And it's one of those, it's a template of a plot of war movies and stuff like that. And of course, one of them ends up having to sacrifice himself. But it paces well. It works out well. The effects and everything is really great. That one of the stellar high points of this, of course, is the spaceships and droids and whatnot. Not so much the human characters, but what are you gonna do? It's the style of it, and that's just the way it is. But the battles are pretty cool and great, and a lot of it is a bit formulaic, of course, but they perform it well. And of course, you have like I said, the formulaic plot of the guy has to sacrifice himself. They're leaving explosives behind, but there's no way to set it off. You got to set it off manually and this sort of thing. And he goes out in a blaze of glory. But one of the real big positives here was the actual droids that attacked them. These were the commando droids, and those are way better than the usual droids you see that we were introduced to in Phantom Menace, which I've never really liked, primarily for their dialogue. It's really over-the-top silliness, and I just can't imagine why anyone would program them like that. Unless, of course, this was always a plot from Palpatine, because he never really wanted the Separatists to win. He just wanted to break up the Republic so he could conquer it. And so he deliberately gives them these incompetent droids that in sheer numbers could probably pull off a victory for the Separatists. But of course he had the clones waiting, in the oven there. So maybe that's how that works. He deliberately had them programmed to be idiots. But here the commando droids are far more impressive, and they're a more intimidating threat here. And how they take out the clones, and the clones are really knocked back on their feet here. They have to really come up with a counterattack, and which they do, and they end up being victorious here. But the commando droids, this is very interesting. So this is one of the aspects of where you easily can see why a lot of people look at the Clone Wars series as being better than the prequels. And they got a point. And there's certain elements, and of course they have a longer time to develop characters and whatnot, but here it's just one episode and there's all these goodies in it, even when it's a formulaic plot. So I'm impressed, and I wish the commando droids had been the direction they went for the droid army, more so than the others. And I guess, again, you can come back and argue that, well, these commando droids are more expensive to make than the regular run-of-the-mill droids that are very stupid. So you can fill in the blank there for how and why things happen the way they did in these stories. But still, when you want the stakes to be very high for your heroes, and you want the villains to be impressive and powerful, you need something along the lines of these commando droids. So that the feats and victories ultimately of your heroes are more spectacular in that. If the opponent or enemy is not all that, then it's not that big of a deal. So anyway, Rookies, a good episode of Clone Wars. So far so good. I'm not really that upset with this thing, other than I should have gave it a shot way back when, but well, better late than never. Thank you for watching and listening. Say why not like and subscribe and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my many stores that have plenty of goodies for you. Hats, t-shirts, stickers, mugs, all that good stuff with my art on them. And you could take a little trip over to IndiePlanet.com and get your hands on a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah, it's great stuff. And, of course, you can catch the Mr. Nailsin Show. New episodes every Saturday over at RadioMisfits.com or on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you want to get your podcast. Just look up the Mr. Nailsin Show. And, of course, you can also watch my videos over at BitChute. That's the Mr. Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.